Every year, millions of people are blindsided by a heart attack, many of whom felt perfectly fine just days or even hours before it struck. But what if you could lower your risk with just a few small changes to your daily routine, starting with the vitamins you take? It's not just about avoiding fried foods or going on a treadmill twice a week. Your heart health is deeply connected to the nutrients you feed your body. And today, we're focusing on the most powerful ones that are often overlooked, despite their life-saving potential. In this video, you'll discover several key vitamins and nutrients that play a major role in protecting your heart from the inside out. These natural defenders don't just support healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels. They also reduce inflammation, strengthen your arteries, and improve the way your heart functions on a cellular level. And the best part? Many of them are easy to get through diet, supplements, or just a little sunshine. Heart disease is still the leading cause of death worldwide, and yet, so many of the steps we can take to protect ourselves are simple, affordable, and backed by science. If you've ever worried about high blood pressure, chest pain, or family history of heart issues, now is the time to pay attention, because once damage is done to your arteries or your heart muscle, it becomes much harder to reverse. But the good news is that prevention is possible, and it starts with the right nutrients. In the next few minutes, you'll learn about the top vitamins and supplements that researchers have linked to a lower risk of heart attacks, along with easy ways to get them into your daily routine. Whether you're already managing heart-related conditions or just want to stay ahead of the curve, this video can help you make informed choices that keep your heart strong, your blood flowing, and your future healthier. Let's get into the first one. It's something you might already be low on, and fixing that deficiency could make a huge difference in the way your heart performs every single day. Number 1, vitamin D. When most people think of vitamin D, they picture strong bones or immune health, but its role in cardiovascular function is just as critical, especially as we age. What makes vitamin D so powerful is its ability to influence nearly every part of your cardiovascular system. From reducing inflammation to supporting the way your heart muscle contracts, this vitamin does far more than most people realize. Let's start with inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the leading hidden contributors to heart disease. It weakens blood vessels, damages artery walls, and makes it easier for plaque to build up and block circulation. Vitamin D acts like a natural anti-inflammatory agent. It helps calm this internal fire, reducing the strain on your cardiovascular system and lowering your risk of heart attacks over time. Vitamin D also plays a vital role in regulating blood pressure. It does this by helping the body control levels of renin, a hormone that affects blood vessel constriction. When you're low on vitamin D, your body tends to produce more renin than it should, which can tighten blood vessels and raise blood pressure. Over time, this added stress can wear down the heart and increase the risk of cardiovascular events. But the benefits go even deeper. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it relies on calcium to contract effectively. Vitamin D ensures that calcium gets where it's needed and doesn't build up in places it shouldn't, like your arteries. Without enough vitamin D, calcium regulation falters, which can lead to arterial stiffness and higher heart attack risk. Studies have shown that people with low vitamin D levels have a significantly higher chance of developing hypertension, heart failure, and coronary artery disease. Despite all this, vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common, especially in seniors. Why? As we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. Plus, many older adults spend less time outdoors and may avoid dairy or fatty fish, two major dietary sources. According to the CDC, nearly 40% of U.S. adults are vitamin D deficient, and that number is even higher in people over 60. So how can you make sure you're getting enough? The best source is safe sun exposure. Just 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight a few times a week, depending on your skin tone and location, can help your body produce the vitamin D it needs. But during winter months, or if you live in northern regions, this may not be enough. That's where diet and supplementation come in. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in vitamin D, as are egg yolks and fortified foods like milk and orange juice. Still, food alone usually doesn't provide the full daily requirement, especially for seniors. That's why many healthcare providers recommend supplements, often in the form of D3, which is more bioavailable than D2. Most adults need at least 600 to 800 IU daily, but those with low levels may require 1,000 IU or more. It's important to talk to your doctor before starting any supplement regimen, especially if you have kidney issues or take medications that affect calcium absorption. Your doctor can run a simple blood test to check your current vitamin D levels and tailor a plan for you. By optimizing your vitamin D intake, you're not just supporting your immune system or bones. You're actively strengthening your heart. And in the battle against heart disease, that kind of support could make all the difference. Number 2, vitamin K2. While vitamin K is often associated with blood clotting, there's a specific form, vitamin K2, that plays a powerful and lesser-known role in protecting your heart. Unlike its cousin K1, which focuses on helping your blood coagulate properly, vitamin K2 acts more like a traffic cop for calcium. And when it comes to heart attack prevention, where calcium ends up can make all the difference. Here's why it matters. One of the biggest hidden threats to your heart isn't just high cholesterol, it's calcium buildup in the arteries. When calcium deposits harden inside your blood vessels, they reduce flexibility and restrict blood flow, raising your risk of a heart attack. This condition, known as arterial calcification, can quietly develop over years without causing obvious symptoms until it's too late. Vitamin K2 helps prevent this by activating a special protein called matrix G LA protein, MGP, which directs calcium to your bones where it belongs and keeps it out of your arteries. Think of K2 as the delivery system that ensures calcium is properly managed and doesn't clog up the very highways your heart depends on to circulate blood. Scientific research backs this up. A landmark study known as the Rotterdam Study followed over 4,800 people for 10 years and found that those with the highest intake of vitamin K2 had a 50% lower risk of dying from heart disease. They also had significantly less arterial calcification than those with low K2 intake. These findings have been supported by other research suggesting that K2 not only helps maintain arterial flexibility, but may also reduce the progression of existing plaque buildup. Vitamin K2 is especially important if you're taking calcium supplements. Without enough K2, that calcium might end up hardening your arteries instead of strengthening your bones. And if you're already taking vitamin D, which improves calcium absorption, then K2 becomes even more essential to keep the system balanced. Now let's talk about how to get more of it. Vitamin K2 is found in fermented foods like natto, a traditional Japanese dish made from soybeans, which contains extremely high amounts. But natto isn't common in most Western diets. Thankfully, you can also find K2 in smaller amounts in foods like aged cheeses, egg yolks, liver, and butter from grass-fed animals. Some fermented dairy products like kefir and certain yogurts may also contain K2, though levels vary. Because it's so difficult to get enough K2 through diet alone, many people opt for supplements, especially those at risk for heart disease or taking calcium or vitamin D. The most studied and recommended form is MK7, a subtype of K2 that stays in the body longer and is easier to absorb. Doses in the 90 to 200 microgram range are commonly used, but it's wise to consult a healthcare provider to tailor the amount to your needs. Vitamin K2 is safe for most people. But if you're on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, talk to your doctor first, since these drugs are sensitive to changes in vitamin K levels. Incorporating K2 into your routine might seem like a small adjustment, but its impact can be profound. When paired with vitamin D and calcium, K2 helps keep your arteries clear, your bones strong, and your heart beating freely. It's a silent protector, quietly directing traffic in your bloodstream to ensure everything flows smoothly, just as nature intended. Number 3, omega-3. If there's one supplement that almost every cardiologist can agree on, it's omega-3 fatty acids, specifically the kind found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies. These powerful nutrients, often consumed in the form of fish oil, act as natural armor for your heart, helping to reduce the risk of heart attacks in several different ways at once. Let's start with the basics. Omega-3s are a type of polyunsaturated fat that the body can't produce on its own. The two most beneficial forms, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, a docosahexaenoic acid, are found mainly in marine sources and are directly linked to cardiovascular health. They don't just help your heart indirectly, they actually target many of the core processes that lead to heart attacks. First and foremost, omega-3s are powerful inflammation fighters. Chronic inflammation in the arteries is one of the silent contributors to plaque buildup and heart disease. When your blood vessels become irritated or inflamed, they're more likely to accumulate cholesterol and calcium deposits, narrowing your arteries and setting the stage for a heart attack. Omega-3s help cool down this inflammation, reducing the risk of arterial damage and improving overall vascular health. But their benefits don't stop there. Omega-3s are also proven to lower triglycerides, a type of fat found in the blood that, when elevated, can increase your risk of heart disease. In fact, the American Heart Association states that omega-3s can reduce triglyceride levels by up to 30%, especially when taken consistently in supplement form. They also help regulate blood pressure, making your arteries more elastic and reducing the workload on your heart. For seniors, this is crucial, since stiff blood vessels and high blood pressure are two of the most common precursors to heart attacks. Even modest reductions in blood pressure can dramatically lower your risk over time. Omega-3s also have a subtle but powerful effect on heart rhythm. Studies show that they may help prevent arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest. While they're not a cure for serious rhythm disorders, omega-3s can contribute to a more stable and regular heartbeat, especially in older adults. Now, how can you get them into your daily routine? The best food sources are oily fish, like salmon, mackerel, sardines, trout, and herring. Eating 2 servings of these fish per week is the minimum recommendation by most health authorities. But for many people, especially those who don't eat fish regularly, supplements are a practical and effective alternative. When choosing a supplement, look for one that provides at least 500 to 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per serving. Pharmaceutical-grade fish oil, krill oil, and algal oil, a plant-based option, are all widely available. Some formulas are enteric-coated to reduce fishy aftertaste or digestion issues. Just be sure to pick one with third-party testing for purity and heavy metal content. Omega-3 supplements are generally safe, but if you're on blood thinners, check with your doctor first, since high doses can slightly increase bleeding risk. That said, for most people, omega-3s are one of the safest and most studied ways to improve cardiovascular function and reduce the likelihood of a heart attack. Incorporating omega-3s into your life is one of the simplest, most natural ways to strengthen your heart, whether through your plate or your supplement shelf. Giving your body a steady supply of these anti-inflammatory heart protective fats can make a world of difference, not just in your cholesterol levels or blood pressure readings, but in your energy, vitality, and long-term resilience. Number 4, CoQ10. Among the lesser-known but incredibly important nutrients for heart health is coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10 for short. This vitamin-like compound plays a central role in the energy production of every single cell in your body, but its importance is especially critical in the heart, which is the most energy-demanding organ of all. Think of CoQ10 as the spark plug for your heart cells. It's a coenzyme that helps mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells, convert nutrients into energy. Without enough CoQ10, your heart can't produce the energy it needs to beat efficiently and respond to daily stress. And for older adults, that's a big deal. As we age, our natural levels of CoQ10 decline, meaning our hearts are working harder with fewer resources. This deficiency becomes even more problematic for people taking statins, medications commonly prescribed to lower cholesterol. While statins can help reduce heart attack risk by lowering LDL cholesterol, they also deplete your body's natural CoQ10 levels. That's one reason why some people on statins experience fatigue, muscle weakness, or even shortness of breath, symptoms that mirror a struggling heart. But CoQ10 does more than just power the heart. It's also a potent antioxidant, helping to neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress in the arteries. This is crucial because oxidative stress contributes to the hardening of the arteries, the formation of plaques, and the gradual narrowing that can eventually trigger a heart attack. By reducing this stress, CoQ10 helps keep your blood vessels more flexible and less prone to damage. Research supports this. Studies have shown that CoQ10 supplementation can improve endothelial function, the ability of your blood vessels to expand and contract properly. It also helps reduce blood pressure, especially in people with hypertension. In fact, a meta-analysis of clinical trials found that CoQ10 can lower systolic blood pressure by up to 17 millimeters of mercury, which is comparable to the effect of some prescription medications, without the side effects. So how can you get more CoQ10? While it's found naturally in foods like organ meats, especially liver and heart, fatty fish, whole grains, and spinach, the amounts are relatively small, especially when compared to what your heart may need under stress or during aging. That's why many doctors recommend supplementation, particularly for seniors or those taking statins. When choosing a supplement, look for ubiquinol, the most bioavailable form of CoQ10. Ubiquinone, the more common form, still works, but may be less easily absorbed, especially in older adults whose digestive systems don't work as efficiently. Typical doses range from 100 to 300 milligrams per day, taken with a meal that contains fat to enhance absorption. CoQ10 is generally very safe, with minimal side effects. It's non-toxic, non-addictive, and doesn't interact with most medications. However, if you're on blood pressure or blood-thinning medications, it's wise to talk to your doctor before starting, just to ensure proper monitoring. Adding CoQ10 to your routine can make a significant difference, not just in your heart's energy production, but in how you feel each day. People often report increased stamina, better recovery from exercise, and even improved mental clarity. And when it comes to heart attack prevention, giving your heart the fuel it needs to keep beating strong, especially as you age, might be one of the smartest decisions you can make. Number 5. Magnesium. If there's one mineral your heart loves, it's magnesium. This essential nutrient is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions in the body, and its role in cardiovascular health is nothing short of critical. From regulating heartbeat to relaxing blood vessels, magnesium helps keep everything running smoothly, yet most people, especially older adults, don't get enough. Magnesium acts as a natural calcium blocker in the body. While calcium causes muscles, including the heart, to contract, magnesium helps them relax. This balancing act is vital for maintaining a steady heartbeat and preventing dangerous arrhythmias. When magnesium levels are low, the heart can become overactive, increasing the risk of irregular rhythms, spasms in the coronary arteries, and even sudden cardiac events. It's also a powerful blood pressure regulator. Magnesium helps blood vessels stay relaxed and flexible, reducing resistance and lowering overall pressure within the arteries. Studies have consistently shown that higher magnesium intake is associated with lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of hypertension, a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. In fact, one large meta-analysis published in the journal Hypertension found that magnesium supplementation could reduce both systolic and diastolic blood pressure significantly in people with high blood pressure. But magnesium doesn't stop there. It also helps control inflammation and insulin sensitivity, two underlying issues that contribute heavily to metabolic syndrome and cardiovascular disease. Low magnesium levels are often found in people with type 2 diabetes, and research has shown that increasing magnesium intake may help improve insulin function and reduce blood sugar levels, both of which support heart health. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is extremely common. It's estimated that up to 70% of adults don't get the recommended daily intake, which is about 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men. Factors like aging, stress, certain medications, such as diuretics and PPIs, and poor diet can all contribute to this shortfall, leaving your heart vulnerable to strain and dysfunction. So where can you get more magnesium? Some of the best dietary sources include leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially almonds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds, legumes, whole grains, and even dark chocolate. If you're looking for a beverage boost, mineral water that contains magnesium can be a good option too. If you're not meeting your needs through food alone, supplements can help. Magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are two of the most absorbable and well-tolerated forms. Avoid magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed and more likely to cause digestive upset. For best results, take magnesium with food and consider spreading your dose throughout the day to avoid any laxative effect. Be mindful, though, too much magnesium from supplements can cause diarrhea or, in rare cases, more serious issues, especially in people with kidney problems. That's why it's important to stick to recommended dosages and consult a healthcare provider if you're unsure. Adding more magnesium to your routine is one of the simplest, most effective ways to support your heart. It calms the nervous system, improves circulation, and helps regulate the rhythms of the heart. For anyone looking to reduce the risk of heart attacks or maintain strong cardiovascular function with age, magnesium should absolutely be part of your nutritional foundation. While each of these vitamins offers specific benefits for heart health, their power comes from how they work together to support your entire cardiovascular system. Think of them like a team. Vitamin D reduces inflammation and supports your heart muscles. Vitamin K2 keeps calcium out of your arteries. Omega-3 fatty acids lower harmful fats and protect your vessels. CoQ10 fuels your heart cells and shields them from oxidative stress. And magnesium keeps your blood pressure and heartbeat steady. Alone, they're helpful, but together, they become a powerful defense system against one of the most common and dangerous health threats, heart attacks. But as with any natural approach, balance is key. You don't need megadoses. You just need consistent intake from whole foods or supplements that meet your needs. Before starting any new supplement routine, especially if you're on medication or have chronic conditions, speak to a trusted healthcare professional. They can help you tailor your approach to avoid interactions and ensure maximum benefit. Now that you've learned about these 5 heart protective vitamins, it's time to put them into action. Start small, maybe by adding a piece of salmon to your weekly meals, picking up a bottle of high-quality omega-3s, or getting your vitamin D levels tested. Every little step you take today strengthens your chances of avoiding a major health crisis tomorrow. If this video helped you or opened your eyes to something new, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We've got more science-backed health tips coming your way, and your support helps us reach more people who might need this information. And don't forget to comment below. Which of these nutrients were you already taking? And which one surprised you the most? Taking care of your heart doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent. A few smart choices made every day can protect the most vital organ in your body for years to come. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.